Hi everybody. Now that you've got your Padlet account, let's go ahead and start making some Padlets. So we've got four free Padlets that we can play around with. So we normally end up with a dashboard that looks like this with all of the Padlets you've made. And to make a new Padlet, we simply click on Make a Padlet. The first Padlet we're going to make is going to be a shelf type Padlet. And to make one of these, we simply select, and that will open up, starting your new Padlet. Now we'll automatically start creating the Padlet for you. There's a couple of things that we need to do. So first of all, we're going to name our Padlet, and our Padlet is going to be called Feedback. And this is where we're going to collect all of our feedback from SE4 100 all the way up to SE4 107. Okay. We quite like the color, or we could change the color, change to roses, or scroll. We can go more, and we can put, let's click that one. Okay. From there, then we can leave all the other settings as they are, but you can experiment with these a little bit later when you get some time. And then we're going to click Next. I want to keep my Padlet secret at the moment. I don't want to share it, but you can share at any point in time with people who have a link. So we're going to click Next. And that's it. We're done and dusted. Now, the type of Padlet we have made has columns. And in the columns, we can put various different bits and pieces that we want. So in this first column, I'm just going to put SE410. So SE4100. And save. From this point forward, I can now basically add anything I want underneath. I can add video, I can add sound, I can add images, I can add websites and links, I can add YouTube videos. You can play around with this in your own time. And if you click on this, you can see that you can upload quite a few various different bits and pieces. You can actually capture video from your camera and upload that. Voice recordings, and also you can record your screen. So this is a very versatile tool. Or you can link to another Padlet. We'll have a look at that a little bit later. So I'm going to go along and add another column, and I'm going to call this column SE4102 and save. And I could go the whole way across and create columns for each one of the modules that I'm on. But this is what I created earlier. And you can see I've got my SE4100, 4102, 4105, 4107, etc., etc. And this is what I want you to kind of do with your feedback walls. So your feedback wall is about taking all the feedback that people give you on a module and putting it in one space. And then what you're going to do on that is you're going to reflect on it, and you're going to have a think about what people have said about you. And you're going to take some time to think about what they've said about you and what they've said about your work. And in this space, you can identify what went well, what didn't go so well, and also consider kind of what you could do to make your work a little bit better in the future, based on what your academic advisors or your module leads are telling you about the work that you've produced. Then we have this goal setting area where we can set goals. And we can do this with academic advisors, or we can do it with our mentors, or we can do it with our friends. And we can set some goals. Now, you've already covered SMART goals and what it means to set SMART goals. So in this section, you want to think about basically the feedback you've been given, the reflection you've made on that, and then basically, what are you going to do about this? How are you going to make it better? How are you going to get from good to great? What I'd like you to do is consider doing this for all of your modules, this feedback, reflection, and goal setting. And hopefully what you will see as you begin to plot all of this across all of your modules, that some themes may emerge in terms of areas where you're really strong, areas where you're not so strong, and areas where you need to develop. Okay, so that is basically our feedback wall. Okay, so if we come back to our dashboard, so I'm going to go back to my dashboard. Okay, and the next one I want to make is a canvas. So I'm going to select this canvas, and I'm going to call this canvas my dashboard. And I'm going to put a little description. So, where I collect my stuff. Okay, so where I collect my stuff. And I'm not quite keen on the picture, so I'm going to take that one. And then I'm going to click next. And all of that's fine. I want to stay private at the moment. I don't want to share this at the moment. And then I click next and start posting. So now what I want to do is I want to click on this dashboard. So if I click on this dashboard, and it opens up a title, and I'm just going to put in this title, my dashboard. I'm good with that. That's that done. But I'm going to drag it over here to the middle. Okay, so I'm done. So now I have my dashboard. What I want to do with my dashboard is I want to link to it. So I'm going to make a little link to my dashboard. And this link is going to be another Padlet. And the Padlet that I'm going to link to is the one that we've just created, which is that one. Okay, so now I'm going to link that to that one. By connecting. Okay, so now I have this connection, which is starting to look a little bit more like a mind map. Now you have 4 to use, so you can create a number of feedback walls from other Padlets, or a way of collecting your artifacts or your progress or your competencies, or just something you're interested in. Like, let's say my YouTube anatomy. Anatomy. Okay, so if I click there, that's that done. Okay, so now I have, but I'm going to link that in a moment. But first of all, what I need to do is I need to create another Padlet, which is going to store all of my YouTube anatomy. So again, basically, I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to create another shelf because that's really good for storing videos. And again, I'm going to call this YouTube. Okay, I'm not going to change that for the moment. I'm just going to leave it as it is. I'm going to click next, and I'm going to click next again. And now I'm going to start posting. So now basically, if I go onto YouTube, and if I click on anatomy, let's just say for sports science, and you can see that in here we have a number of websites that I can use or link to. So I'm just going to basically click on, say, the anatomy of a rugby player.
We've taken 6 of the world's top athletes to find out what it takes to make a true Olympian.
I'm going to pause that. I'm going to click on share. I'm going to copy the link. I'm now going to come back to my YouTube learning. Okay. And I'm just going to put in anatomy videos. Again, anatomy spelled wrong, so I'll just correct that and save. And now I can add my anatomy videos in there by simply clicking on the link symbol, pasting in my YouTube URL, and you can see the Padlet's working, and it's now going to add that to my Padlet wall. And the nice thing about this is, from there, I can click play, and it will actually play.
We've taken 6
on
of
my
the
Padlet
world's
wall.
top athletes to find out what it takes to make a true Olympian.
How cool is that? Okay, so you can play around with this in your own time. There are loads of YouTube videos that you can watch, but Padlet is really easy to use. You can upload photographs, you can upload files, you can upload PDFs, you can upload from Google. By simply clicking on this symbol that says more, it will open up and give you advice on what you can actually upload. So say for instance, we're learning something where I've asked you to go out and I've actually capture, say you doing some anatomy exercise where you're learning about maybe the upper limb. So you can capture the video on your phone camera, and then basically from your phone camera you can upload it to your Padlet. Padlet has an app that you can download from your various different app stores. So on Google Play and also basically on your iTunes store, you can download Padlet app, and you can then basically record and upload to Padlet, or you can video and upload to Padlet. And it's a great resource for capturing your artifacts, you basically capturing all of your experience. So if you're learning some new skill base, you can capture it on video and you can add it to your learning wall. Okay, so it's up to you what you name your walls. You have 3 to play around with plus your dashboard. I'm now going to go back to my dashboard. Okay, back to my dashboard. So there's my dashboard that I made 5 minutes ago. I'm going to click on that. And now basically I'm going to come to this one and I'm going to add a Padlet. So if I click on that, sorry, cancel. I click on that, link to a Padlet, my YouTube video, and now basically I've got my YouTube wall here, and I'm going to connect to that one. Okay, I've got another one I can play around with. I can put whatever stuff I want to on it, but the main one is this feedback, and then think about how you might capture artifacts. Let me show you one that I've created for my level 6 students. So if I go back to my dashboard and if I click on my dashboard, and this is one that I've created for the level 6 students as a showcase for what can be achieved. So if I click on that one, and you can see that I've got mentorship roles, I've got placement, I've got personal development plans, I've got feedback like you've seen previously, and also basically I've got my employability. This is something then you can share with an employer. So when you leave UEL or during the course of your studying here at UEL, you can share this with your would-be employers or placement opportunities, and you can showcase what you've been doing and how you've been doing it. If I click on my employability, you'll see that this wall opens up and it basically catalogs all my experience. It catalogs all the things that I'm learning. And it shows my LinkedIn profile, my website, and my Instagram account so that people can see what I'm doing. It also shows my experience and the things that I enjoy doing. So I like working with para athletes. And as a result, I've learned about how these amputations occur so that I can know better how this individual's residual limb works and what I can do to help support them in the pursuit of their career. This is a nice little one on prosthetics and gives you the various different types of prosthetics that there are. This is my mobilization videos. So this is where I'm learning about mobilization. And obviously this is my trauma management. I can basically continue with another column and put some more information in here. So that's a quick introduction to Padlet. Padlet basically is as good as your imagination wants to make it. It is a tool for you to learn with, to support your learning, and also to help you be a little bit more creative about showcasing your abilities as a student sports therapist and eventually as a graduate sports therapist. I hope you enjoyed this very brief glimpse into Padlet and what Padlet can achieve. Please feel free to leave any comments, and I would say just get along, start making your Padlets, and enjoy.